Hello, give me my child. Mother has been arrested.
Yes, hello. Welcome back to my channel.
Hey, what's up, besties? Welcome back to my channel. I told you guys I'm gonna start doing my makeup more, but the only way that I'll do my makeup more is if I do my makeup and tell you guys a story, because I love telling you guys stories on my channel. So what would you do? Honestly, tell me what you would do if someone stole your child, put your mom in jail, cut off electricity to your house, honestly did the worst to you, did the most, cheated on you while you're in a relationship, and did all these things, allegedly, and your child has not seen you in over 300 days because of this person, and you were together for 11 years. That's what we're going to talk about today, because this case is crazy. This is a case from the Philippines. It is called the Maggie Wilson case. I'll get into a little bit more about who Maggie is. We're going to do makeup. We're just girls. Put these in my hair. I feel like it's going to look so cute. Oh, I love it. Kind of, it's giving Sailor Moon. So you're like, Cass, who the heck is Maggie Wilson? I'm like, who is she? So I'm on Reddit, I'm scrolling, and I'm reading all these true crime stories. And someone's like, you need to talk about the Maggie Wilson case. Like, people need to start talking about this. Maggie Wilson is a model. She was on Miss World 2007 representing the Philippines, and alongside that she also won the Amazing Race Asia one time, which, if you don't know, the Amazing Race is like a bunch of racing and physical like challenges that you have to do to win, and she won her season for Asia, which is phenomenal. Like, you have to be in tip-top shape. Maggie Wilson is what you consider to be like an Instagram model or a pageant queen in the United States of America. How we look up to all these beautiful women, that's kind of similar how it is in the Philippines. The only thing is, from what I was reading and the sources that I was reading, a lot of the Philippine culture is in some way misogynistic. Like, women showing beauty, showing their bodies and stuff is like very frowned upon. Like, in America, I feel like we are very like body positivity type thing. Like, even though there is some haters out there, I feel like we often get away with a lot more than other countries allow in their countries. So Maggie Wilson is somewhat of a controversial person in the Philippines, according to what I read, because she does speak up about women's rights, about women, and about how women should be treated. And a lot of people don't like to hear those things in countries like the Philippines, from what I was reading. Maggie Wilson is divorced from Victor Consenji, and Victor Consenji is like a mob boss. Like, it is like one of those things where him, his father's father, his father's father's father are all involved with the Philippines. So they have a construction company, they have a like real estate company. Just, I feel like it's kind of giving Donald Trump in a way, because Donald Trump did start off with real estates and hotels and stuff. You ever seen like in the K-dramas, like the businessman that everyone fears?
Now I am saying most of this is alleged.
When I tried to do some research on Victor and translate how much his net worth was, because I'm a little nosy, it said about 15 million, which I feel like in the United States they'd be like, they'd like scoff at, but that's a lot of money. That is a lot of money. I'm talking boats, I'm talking cars, I'm talking money, I'm talking business associates. Victor is wealthy. The story goes that Maggie Wilson is with her ex-boyfriend at the time, and she ends up meeting Victor Consenji through a mutual. So it's like, you know, if you're just hanging out at a party with your buddies and you have a mutual friend together, they're like, oh, here's Victor, oh, here's Maggie. Have you guys met before? And they're like, no, we've seen each other on like Instagram, but we've never met before. And she has a boyfriend at the time, so she's like, obviously does not pay mind to Victor. She's just like, oh, it's just a guy, but I have a boyfriend, so who cares? Well, this is all alleged, but Victor supposedly took a really big liking in her. He was like, I can't get her out of my mind, which, I mean, makes sense because Maggie's so beautiful. But he is just obviously smitten over this meeting, and what Maggie allegedly said was that he was like a stalker. Like, would not stop, like would show up at places where she was. He really must have liked their interaction, so he ends up just being very interested in Maggie. And Maggie and him hit it off after she leaves her ex-boyfriend, and they end up dating. In the articles that I read, Maggie said that Victor was in stalker mode. I don't know what I would do. I don't know what I would do. Because I have a boyfriend. If someone was like stalking me and showing up to places that I think I would be terrified. But Maggie liked that. She was like, Love a man who puts in effort. Now, Victor and Maggie get married, okay? They're together for quite some time before they get married, but they get married, and they stay together for so long. Like, everyone knows Victor and Maggie as a couple in the Philippines. They decide in 2012 that they're going to have a baby, and it's Connor Wilson Case. Everyone believes that Maggie and Victor had a, like, perfect life. Like, they were just together, everything was great, everything was fun, fresh, but they actually announced on September 27th of 2021, they announced that they are going to have a separation/divorce. Right after the separation, Maggie is seen with her now boyfriend, at the time not boyfriend, Tim Connors. And the media goes crazy. This sparks several rumors. Like, Maggie was cheating the whole time. She was just cheating. She was doing nothing but cheating. That is why they broke up, because she cheated. Like, nobody gave Maggie the ability to kind of say anything, defend herself. They just started berating her online. It is Christmas of 2021, and Maggie is allegedly denied access from seeing her son. This would be the first time that Maggie is denied access from visiting or seeing her son on Christmas, and this would be his first Christmas without his mother. Now, Maggie took to Instagram to say that she had arrangements with Victor to be able to see her baby, and Victor essentially did not follow through with what he said he was going to do and, you know, provide access to their son, and kind of hid the son from her, allegedly. That's not cool. That's so not cool. Like, I hate when parents bring their children into divorce. It makes no sense. If you have a child with someone, be mature. Don't, like, I don't understand how he could just hide the baby from the mother. I feel like that's, like, one of the worst things you can do. And I feel like vice versa. Like, I can't stand when, like, a woman holds the child against the father, or when the father holds the child against a woman. It's a child. It's not like it's not a toy. It's not a dog. Like, it's a child. Even holding a dog against each other, I feel like would be stupid. I have seen so many true crime things where when the father or the mother is withheld without their child, like if you've seen the case about the mother who was getting told that she was doing Munchausen by proxy. Meanwhile, her child was just, like, really sick. It's on Netflix, and it makes me just so sad, because it's like the mom ends up, like, committing because she feels like she can't see her child, and she starts to get depressed. Like, holding a mother or a father from their child could make them actually, like, depressed. In February 2022, Victor holds a birthday party for their son Connor, and Maggie attends the birthday party. They seem like they're in all good cahoots. They're so happy together. They're a happy family. They actually took pictures together, like, not the mother and father together. Like, Maggie and Victor did not take pictures together because obviously they're divorced and they're still going through it. But they took photos, like, you know, at the same event. So it made it seem like they were civil. Well, no. Maggie takes to social media to say, guess what? Victor throws this party. And I bring my camera, yes, because I have a camera. But he denies me access to the footage, like, to be able to see any of the videos, any of the photos of my son. And she posts the DMs with allegedly the photographer, essentially where the photographer says, oh, I cannot be giving you this footage because I've been told by the family that hired me, which would be Victor and his wife, or and his girlfriend at the time, that you cannot get the footage. That doesn't make any sense to me. I feel like if I was co-parenting with someone, I would allow them to have footage, even if I was mad at them, because it's photos of their child. I don't get the whole point of holding these photos hostage. But when I was reading into it, people were saying that this is an abuse tactic often used by parents who are not over, like, the divorce or anything, just to kind of say, like, I paid for that. You cannot have access to that from our child. Now, the next thing is absolutely crazy. You're not ready for this. Like, honestly, I thought him withholding the child from her on Christmas was crazy. Maggie starts this business. This, like, little furniture kind of, I think it's like a, like, home goods type things, like all home things, like home decor. And Maggie's like, here's all my home decor, like look at guys. And she's like posting on Instagram, she's launching this business, everyone's supporting her. And she starts getting a flock of hate from netizens, like a bunch of influencers and netizens just flocking her with hate. And she's wondering, like, why are all these people flocking over to hate me? Like, what am I doing wrong? And she starts getting really upset about it. But then she realizes that a lot of them are prominent figures in the Philippines. And she gets screenshots. And this is all alleged. I know I'm covering my butt. CYB, cover my butt. She finds out that there's a group chat with a bunch of influencers in it. A bunch of Filipino and Asian influencers that were being paid up to $8,000 to post against her business. Basically trashing her online reputation. I don't even know what I would do. I don't even know what I would do if someone did that. Like paid someone $8,000 to trash my business. I'd be fuming. Maggie's like, I gotta go. So Maggie spends some time away from her home often and leaves the home that she had owned with Victor with her family. So she'll leave it with her sister, with her nieces, with her family, and so that they can take care of the home. On July 15th of 2022, Maggie ends up going out of town and she leaves the house with her sister and her family. Now, Maggie finds out from her sister that Victor's representatives of his company, which is VCDC, that's Victor's company, show up to the house unannounced. And they also have the Paraguay officials show up to her home and come inside. And I get it, like, I think some governments have laws where they can come in unannounced. They start taking photos of the home. Now, her sister calls her and tells her that these officials and the representatives of the VCDC company are allegedly harassing them, saying rude things, and then not too long after, the power gets cut. So the power gets cut to their home. Now, she did check to see if anyone else in the town had power, and everyone else had power but this home. And the thing is that Victor's company is a real estate / construction company, so the construction side of it, they'd be able to hire electricians or get someone to shut off the power to the home. So it's like, what? So it's July, it's hot in the Philippines, extremely hot. There's no AC because there's no power to the home. Not too long after, in July of 2022, Maggie gets hit with papers that were filed in June with adultery charges. Now, the adultery charges are from all the time she was seen with Tim Connors while she was with Victor, even though some of the trips were with Victor and Tim together. They were all friends. So it's like, she's like, how was I cheating on you if I was with you on these trips? And Victor still claims it as adultery. And the thing is, in the Philippines, there's a revised penal code, which I have written down because I want to be able to tell you guys about it. It is, adultery is committed by any married woman who shall have intercourse with a man, not her husband, and by a man who has cardinal knowledge of her, knowing her to be married. Even if the marriage is subsequently declared void, adultery shall be punished by prison correctional in its medium and maximum periods. So essentially, even if a marriage is called off and you're not officially divorced in the Philippines, if you're found with another man and you're a woman and you're married, because you are not divorced, it is adultery and you can go to jail. And you know what she ends up doing? She ends up filing for a PFA against him. So kind of like a restraining order, but it's only a 72-hour one. For a while, Maggie says that everything's quiet. She's not really posting on social media about anything. And everyone thinks it's all over. They're like, okay, we're done. The Filipino media is like, we don't have to post anymore about this. This is all done. Wrong. In February 2023, Victor and Rachel, which is his new girlie that he's been with, basically have a baby together. So they have a baby. So now Connor has a step sibling, and this honestly makes it more difficult for Maggie because Rachel was in Victor's life kind of like a girlfriend thing, but now they're married, now they're having kids. Rachel does not like Maggie, and it's been very evident according to Maggie, and it makes it so that it's more difficult to see her child as well because now it's like, okay, he has a sibling, we don't want to tear him from the sibling at all. This is where the big viral post comes from. In May of 2023, Maggie posts that she has not seen her child, Connor Wilson, for more than 300 days.
Hey little man, it's been 131 days since we last spoke and 305 since we last saw each other. I've tried phoning you and sending you messages countless times. It has been hard on me, but I know it's been harder on you. I remember every word you said, your pain and how visibly upset you were about what was happening. You cried and cried. We cried together about how unfair everything was.
I just want to say that's almost a year without her child, and that's almost a year for a little boy without his mom. Thinking of that makes me so sad. Like, a little boy without his mom for a whole year. I don't know. The way that I would be on Victor's door, like, hello, give me my child. Maggie ends up coming out that there are 9+ legal cases from Rachel and Victor against her, and also to Tim as well. Some of the cases involve Tim, like the adultery ones, and a few of them are cyber legal cases that end up getting dismissed because they don't hold any weight. Like in the UK, he files one of them against her and it doesn't hold weight, so they're able to dismiss the case. But basically what it seems like Victor is doing is he is drowning Maggie in legal fees, and now she might be unable to support herself as much, unable to like pay as much rent. It's honestly ruining Maggie's life financially, emotionally, because she can't see her child. Physically, she can't see her child as well, so her physical well-being is deteriorating. She's depressed. Maggie is going, like, her life is going downward spiral right now. This is the icing on the cake. This is the very last event in our story. It is in October of 2023, not that long ago. So the story is still going on to this day. Maggie takes to Instagram once again to let us know that her mother has been arrested. Her mother was arrested by the Philippine officials, okay, in charged with carnapping of one of Victor's cars. Now, I want to just let you know that her mother is a 64-year-old woman who does not have a driver's license and is elderly. So Maggie basically says, how did this elderly woman steal your car if she doesn't have a license, doesn't know how to drive, and can't drive? Where did your car come from? Why was it by her house? And this is the tea, the drama that everyone thinks is why this happened. It is alleged, and this is a story all over Philippine media, all over Reddit, is that Victor had parked his car in front of Maggie's mother's home thinking that Maggie would be there. And so called the cops and said, my car has been carnapped. I don't know where it is. Are you able to find it? When the cops pull up, the only person in the home is Maggie's mother and not Maggie. So what Victor may have thought would have been a successful arrest, allegedly, this is all alleged, of Maggie, it was not. Basically, the mother ends up taking the fall, and her name is Sonia. She's so cute. Everyone calls her Mama Sunya, I think it is. I don't know. She's just the sweetest little old woman, and she also was a pageant queen, I believe. Like, there's a lot of stuff out there about Maggie inheriting a lot of her looks and stuff from her mother. She's honestly gorgeous. She's giving grandma. Maggie ended up having to bail out her mother, and if you actually go back and look for her Instagram stories, you could see how much it was. It was in Filipino dollars. Since Mama Sonia's arrest, I have not seen anything else out there about this case, but I am watching, I am viewing, and I'm here. I'm here to see what goes on. I want Maggie to see her child. I want to know when she last saw her child. I'm here for it, and I'm here to read about it, to see about it. I feel like I'm so done with American news lately. Filipino news, like Asia's news, is just 100% what I've been pouring my interest into. I really like learning about like Asian cases, Latin America cases, Indian cases, like cases outside of the US, because I feel like we only get fed so much media here in the US. So being able to branch out and see what goes on in other countries. Let me know if you guys want to see any other videos like this. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think about this case. Isn't it crazy? Bye guys.